Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to class. We are going to focus on your core, the midsection of your body, on the floor. So you're going to need a mat, which you should lay out side onto me like this. You'll also need a small Pilates ball or small ball, or even a small firm cushion will do the trick. Let's get warmed up standing, and then we'll move to the mat for all our core work. Starting with your feet a little wider than your shoulders, point your toes straight ahead and soften your knees. Lengthen out through your torso, pull your shoulder blades down and back, and lift and open your chest. Take both hands. Inhale, open the front of your body. Exhale, fly the arms out to the side, hinge at the hips. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Keep a little brace on your core. 2 more times. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hinge. Last one. Inhale, reach. Exhale and hinge. Lift up, roll your shoulders. Nice big circles. I want our shoulders to be warm because we're going to do some planking. And planking involves the shoulders significantly. 2 more. And squat down and up. Want to heat up the body a little bit. Having a warm body helps all of your joints. 2 more. Squat down, stay down. Now reach across to the left. Swivel the right foot. Same thing, other side. Swivel the foot. Reach across, sit down, come across. 1 more each side. Reach across. Now reach side to side. Pull, reach. Pull back through your opposite elbow so you open the chest. Swivel the foot. Reach long. Out level with the shoulders. Thumb up. 8 more. 6, 7, 8. Take both hands, reach up, take a hold of your right wrist in your left hand. Inhale. Exhale, stretch. Other side. And again. Last one. Come back to the center, open your elbows, stretching your chest, framing your face. Bring your hands down, roll your shoulders again. Hands on the hips. Circle the hips in one direction. Circle the hips in the other direction. 2 more. Good, now widen your feet. Lunge across, shift across to your right. Sit back, opening through the inner thigh on the left. Lift up and press your hips forward. Other side, shift across to the left. Open the right inner thigh, sitting back, lift up. Let's repeat that 1 more time each side. Shift across, sitting back, opening the inner thigh, lift up. Shift across, sitting back, lift up. Roll your shoulders back. All right, we are warmed up and ready to go, but let's just take 1 big deep breath in. Exhale, open your elbows, opening the chest. Inhale, both hands up. Exhale and hands down. All right, let's grab your small ball or cushion and bring it closer to the mat. Coming down onto your mat, we're starting with a plank. So come onto your mat and then come onto your forearms. Walk your knees back. Shift your shoulders so they're over your elbows. Tuck your toes under. I need to move forward on my mat. Tuck your toes under so your knees are touching, your toes are tucked. Straighten one knee, Straighten the other knee. Lower the first knee. Now the second knee. A little faster, same thing. Up, up, and down, down. Notice which knee is starting the movement. Because when we do our second set, we'll do the other side. Concentrating on a full body core experience here. Keep the back of your head lifted. Keep breathing. Last one. Good. Come down onto your knees and then come up onto your hands. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Spread your fingers. Bring your knees underneath your hips and then brace your core. Brace your midsection. Opposite arm and leg stretches out. Bird dog. And come down. Other side. Reach and come down. Inhale and exhale. Keep your hips square and level. Reach out with the arm and the leg. Opposite arm and leg. Brace your core. One more. Very good. Bring the ball onto your mat. Place the ball so it's underneath your forehead. Stretch your arms out. Stretch your legs out. The ball is underneath your forehead. Keep the chin slightly tucked. Back of the neck long. Opposite arm and leg stretches up. Other side. Once you've seen it, look down. See, you've had a moment. Join me now. Opposite arm and leg, like a bird dog, but now you're on the floor, and your head is resting right there on the ball. So, lift the head up slightly, but keep your chin tucked. So, last one each way. Very good. Okay, put your ball off to the side. We have a second set, plank. Come up onto your forearms. Come up onto your forearms, shoulders over the elbows. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up level with your shoulders. Now, other side lifts up first. Up, up, down, and down with the knees. A little faster. Up, up, and rest the knees on the floor. Starting with a nice strong set for the core. Planks really heat up the body. So if you're feeling like, whoa, I'm getting really warm, well, it's a full body movement. You've got more than one muscle working. It's going to heat up the body. You may even feel this in your quads, the front of your thighs. And come down onto your knees. Come up onto your hands. Spread your fingers. Make your hands as big as possible. That takes some of the tension out of your wrists. Knees under hips. Opposite arm and leg stretches out and comes down. Keep your hips square and level. Keep your head aligned with the whole of your spine. Stretch out. Brace your core. Stretch out. Inhale. Exhale. Keep your hips square and level. That's really important. There's a tendency to hike your hip. Keep the hip down. And last one. Take the ball, put it, or your cushion, and come down. Rest your forehead lightly on the ball. So you have to lift through your upper back muscles so you're not resting on the ball. It's just a light pressure on the ball. Opposite arm and leg stretches up and reaches away. So it's like the bird dog, but it's more direct for your back muscles. Keep your chin slightly tucked. Rest your head very lightly on the ball. Very lightly. Keep your chin tucked and rest very lightly on the ball. So you're keeping your upper back muscles working. One more each way, please. Good, come down. All right, move the ball and roll onto your side and then roll onto your back. Here's our next move. It's a dead bug. Bring the ball into the hand that's closest to me. Bring your feet up off the floor and place the ball on the inside of the opposite knee. Press into that. Stretch your other hand up. Stretch out and in. Keep your spine in a fixed position. There's no movement. You don't need to press your back down into the mat. Just don't let it move. Stretch out and in. Push the ball into your knee and push your knee into the ball. Inhale and exhale as you come up. One more. Very good. Come onto your side. Put the ball down for a moment. Side bridge. Bring your feet so that your knees are like an L behind you. And bring your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. That's super important. Now, from here, press the shoulder down away from the ear. Bring your hand onto the side of the thigh and lift your hips. Now, strong on the shoulder, yes, absolutely. But you'll feel a contraction here. To make it a little bit more challenging, stretch the arm up, stretch the leg up, and hold. You can stay here, or you can stay here. You can start here and move to here. It's your choice. Keep your chest open. We've got just 10 more seconds. Open your chest. Press your shoulder down. 3, 2, 1. Come down. Take your ball. And then roll back onto your back. Place the ball in between your knees. Have your feet the same distance apart as your knees are when you're squeezing the ball. Flex your ankles, lifting the balls of your feet off the floor. Palms of your hands face up. Lift the hips. Now up and slowly down. Now I want you to squeeze on the ball the whole time. Keep your ankles flexed so just the heels are touching. Drive the heels into the floor to come up. Squeeze the ball. Now there's a lot to think about, but there's one more thing I want you to think about. It's your pelvic floor. As you lift up and squeeze through your inner thigh, squeeze your pelvic floor like you're trying to stop the flow of urine. Lift the pelvic floor like an elevator. One more. Good. Take the ball into your other hand, the one that's furthest away from me. Pick your feet up off the floor like you're sitting in a chair and bring the ball onto the inside of your opposite knee. Stretch up with your other hand. Reach and come in. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you reach. Push into the ball with your hand and your knee. Two more. Very good. Roll onto your side, and let's come across to the other side for the side bridge. Okay, now your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. Press your shoulder away from your ear. Stack your legs, have your legs in an L. Lift up. Now you can stay here, or for a little bit more challenge, reach up. Now you can start here and move to here if you need to, but let's find a position that challenges you. You'll feel your shoulder. You'll also feel the side of your glute, your rear, as well as, of course, here, underneath, all through the oblique muscles. Great for your back. 3, 2, and come down. Okay, take the ball. Bridge with the ball between your knees. Put the ball between your knees, squeeze it, and then bring your feet the same distance apart as your knees. Walk your feet in close to your bottom, palms of the hands face up, squeeze the ball, flex the ankle. So much to think about. Here we go. Lift up and down. Now, part of this exercise is for the pelvic floor. So as you lift and squeeze the ball, squeeze your pelvic floor like an elevator. Squeeze your pelvic floor like you're trying to stop the flow of urine. Two more. Squeeze the ball. One more. Very good. Okay. Just open your knees and have a little rock side to side to stretch your inner thighs, and then come up. Lift your hips up and place the ball or your cushion directly underneath your pelvis, not under the lower back, but under the pelvis. Now, pick your feet up off the floor like you're sitting in a chair. Now, it's a little wobbly, especially if you're on a ball. A little bit less wobbly on a cushion. Brace your abdominals, bend your elbows so your hands are off the floor. Press your shoulder blades down. Alternating leg drops. And up. Other side. There's no movement in the torso. You want to make this more challenging? Maybe not, but maybe you do. So if you want a greater challenge, hands come straight up from the shoulders. No movement in the torso. Brace and breathe. One more. Good. Put your feet on the floor. Lift up, take the ball, and come back onto your side. Now this is called an earthquake. We're going to do earthquake in two positions. This is a side lying earthquake. Put the ball between your rib and your pelvis. Bend your bottom leg. Straighten out your top leg and come rest on your elbow supporting the head. Bring your hand onto the length of the body and lift the leg up just slightly. Now lift your elbow off the mat and hold. Supporting your head, you'll feel a very strong contraction right here. If you can't lift the elbow, just keep it touching lightly, not resting on it. But see if you can lift your elbow. Breathe and brace. 3, 2, 1. Oh, come down. And then press up. Now sit facing forward, lean forward, and wedge the ball right into your tailbone like a bunny's tail. Then lean back into the ball. Bend your knees, hands on the shins. Lift your chest, lean back, slightly scoop your tailbone. Now take the hands and reach forward. Now you might notice your core starts to engage. Perfect. If you do, you want a greater challenge, start to bring both hands up. Now you can stop here, or you can follow with me and go bring the hands all the way back up beside your ears. And in this position, you might start to shake. The earthquake is called, the exercise is called earthquake. So because you shake, you get that internal little earthquake. Breathe and brace. 3, 2, 1. Hands on the thighs, lift up. Let's do the other side for our side lying earthquake. Bring the pelvis up, place the ball underneath the pelvis, bend your elbows at 90 degrees, pick your feet up off the floor. Leg drops first. So, your core is bracing, and then if you want, you can add a little bit more challenge. Well, actually, it's quite a lot more challenge by picking your hands up and reaching them straight up from the shoulders. There's no movement in the torso. Brace your core. Good. Feet down, lift the hips up, roll onto your side, and then press up. Bring the ball between your rib, your lowest rib and your pelvis, so right at your waistline. Come down, bend your bottom leg so it's in front of you at 90 degrees, stretch the top leg out. Bring your hand behind your head, bring the hand onto the thigh, lift the leg up, and then lift the elbow, or just skim the elbow on the floor. Just enough so that you feel a really nice contraction right here in the oblique, the side obliques. To be precise, it's the lateral fibers of the oblique muscles. This is a really good one for building stability in your core. Lift the chest, lift the leg, keep the elbow lifted or touch it back down if you need a little break. Breathe. 4, 3, 2, and down. Okay. Good. Come up to sitting. Seated earthquake. Sit facing forward. Lean forward and wedge the ball right in. I'll show you side on. Wedge the ball right in to your lower sacrum and then lean back so your back is supported. Let me get with you. Bend your knees, hands are on the shins. Squirm a little bit to make sure that ball is nice and centered on your lower back. Bring the hands up. Now you can stay here, lift your chest a little, lean back a little bit more. You can stay here and hold. If you've got a little bit of a shake happening, stay right there. Let's bring the hands up a little bit more. There, I'm starting to get a bit of a quiver. But bring the hands all the way up. I get a nice little inner earthquake. Are you breathing? I hope so. 3, 2, 1, and hands on the knees, lift up. Place the ball off to the side. Come onto your mat on your knees and hands. Let's start with a shoulder stretch. Press down through your shoulders. Knees are underneath the hips and the hips are high. Press down through your shoulders. Pressing down through your shoulders. Lift up, bend the elbows and come down. Now separate your feet, flatten out the front of your foot, lift up. Press your shoulders down, lift the navel up, and pull your elbows towards your pelvis. Keep the back of your neck long by keeping your gaze forward, not up. Press your shoulders down and press your chest through your arms. You feel a nice stretch into your abdominals. Good. Lift up. Lift the hips. Bring the toes touching, knees open. Sit all the way back. Sitting all the way back. Breathe right down into your lower stomach. I got a cramp. Oh, there we go. Had a cramp in my foot. Good. Come up. Tuck the toes under. And sit back through your heels. And then coming up to half kneeling. Face me. Step your right leg forward. Scoop your tailbone down till you start to feel a stretch in the front of your left hip. Lift your chest and take your left hand and reach up. Now lean across to the right, just a little. You'll deepen that stretch. You'll feel a stretch through the side of the body and the front of your hip. Breathe. Good. Other side. Bring the knee down. And if you want to kneel on a cushion here, if your knees are sensitive, that's fine too. Scoop the tailbone down. Press the hips forward till you feel a stretch in the front of your right hip. Lift your chest and take your right hand and reach up. Stretching out through your fingertips. Lean across. Point your tailbone down and lift up. Now come up to standing. We finish where we started. Let's have a nice spinal rotation. Reach across, swivel the foot, let the arms swing and tap the body. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll both shoulders back. 2 more times. Now, press down through your hands, both hands like you're trying to reach for the floor with your fingertips. Tilt your right ear over to your right shoulder. You'll feel a nice stretch on the left side of your neck. Sometimes when we train our core, our neck gets tight. Lift up, other side. Reach down with your right hand as you tilt the left ear over to the left shoulder. Lift up. Take both hands. Reach up and let's stretch the side of the body. Take your right wrist in your left hand. Now pull up and over. Come up. Take your left wrist in your right hand. Pull up and over. Come up, pull your elbows back, open the chest, bring your hands down, roll your shoulders. Now circle your hips in one direction, just loosening up the hips, circle them in the other direction. 2 more. Now hinge of the hips, hands on the thighs, sit back, feel that stretch. A little bit in the hamstrings. Lift up and open through the front of your body. Stretch back. Let's repeat that. Hinge at the hips. Knees are soft. Sit back. Keep your head up. Lift up. Inhale. Exhale. Open your arms. Hands come down. Roll your shoulders back. We are done. I hope you enjoyed today's class. Strengthening your core from a number of different angles is such an important way to build stability and health for your spine. Thanks for joining me. Can't wait to move with you again.